Hi, Whitney and Dennis. I'm so glad to be here. We're so excited that the wedding is happening. This is just a beautiful, beautiful place, and it feels so special, and Edinburgh was wonderful, and it's just amazing that everybody is getting here. Dave and I are thrilled. We're thrilled to be here. We're thrilled, Dennis, for you to be our son-in-law, and we think that you're the best thing that happened to Whitney, and I sleep well at night knowing that you are the man she is marrying, and we can't wait for tomorrow and for the ceremony, and it's so very exciting, and thanks for having it in Scotland. But no one is going to forget. No one's going to forget this wedding. All the stuff that people had to do to go through, calling the airlines every day, and no one packed their bags until the day before.
We had tickets in hand, basically. We had reservations. We had 42 people coming over or ready to come over, and then of course the volcano went off.
So I just spent my whole, 8 or 9 months in Bahrain planning this wedding, and then turned on the news. In fact, I'll never forget where I was. I was sitting in the lunchroom at the U.S. Embassy in Bahrain, and I was eating my lunch, and on the big screen on BBC, it just got plastered all over, and it said, "All flights to UK canceled," and I just went, "Oh my gosh."
At first, I was most confident that when I looked at the weather, that the winds would go to the north and that things would clear up. And they said on Sunday.
At first I was just, this can't be happening, and of course this would happen, or of course this wouldn't happen. But I want to say about myself, and this I think is a testament to myself, that I really just remained positive the whole way through. I just was like, I am not gonna let this take away the wedding.
And then on Sunday night, when nothing had changed, and they're saying that there's going to be more ash spewing.
Sitting in the embassy watching the newsreel talking about the ash and how it was closing down airports in Britain.
I was very confident. Watching on Monday, nothing happened. And then Tuesday morning, when the airport still hadn't opened up, and we know that Dennis's parents are flying the next day, now I call Whitney and I'm like, maybe we need to make a plan B.
Dennis was just kept coming in saying, we've got to cancel, we've got to throw in the towel, it's never going to happen. And I said, don't stop believing, baby, it's going to be okay. So
Of course, nobody thought too much about it. They figured it would be, a few hours or whatever until it rolled over. But of course that didn't happen, and it went on for days.
Tuesday night, watched the news, saw the first flights had landed in Heathrow, and I was like, okay, we're on. Doesn't matter, I don't care if we get stuck in Scotland, we're just going. So it was great. We made it.
We met in Annapolis, Maryland, where I was living on my sailboat. I was living there. I had moved out of my house, gotten rid of all my furniture and my worldly possessions.
I met Dennis in Annapolis, Maryland, and as soon as I saw him, when I walked into this restaurant, I just wanted to know him.
Within a week or so of coming back from a long 6-month stint in Guam, came back to Annapolis and was out and about with some friends, and just happened to meet up with Whitney, who owned a jewelry store.
Tall, handsome, and I knew immediately that he was not from Annapolis, and I knew he looked out of place, and I had never seen him before.
We got together and started spending a lot of time together sailing, and it turned out her parents, her adopted parents, also owned a sailboat, so it was kind of a natural, come together, and we had just, you know, we got along very well.
I just walked right up to him and I started talking to him and I said, "You're not from around here, are you?" And he said, "No." And he said, "You're not from around here either." And I said, "No." And we just started talking and we had a great time.
She was, you know, fun to be around and, you know, pretty to look at, and so it made everything kind of fall into place for us in terms of, you know, being together and wanting to be together.
And he said, "Here's my card. Please give me a call. I'd really love to take you out to dinner." And that was it.
And so we ended up spending more and more time together to the point where here we are.
Took me to the chart house. I sat down and I knew this was going to be my husband and the father of my children. It scared me to death. It was very intense, but I fell in love with him instantly. I think it took him a little bit longer, but I was so nervous. Dennis proposed to me in Ocean City, Maryland in September 12th.
I had moved away to Bahrain to do a year in Bahrain and we did a long-distance relationship.
He was overseas, stationed overseas, so he'd come home for home leave, and we hadn't seen each other in months, so I was so excited to see him.
I came back home, and I decided I was going to propose to Whitney, and so I, you know, arranged to have a ring done and a few things that way before coming back to the States for my rest and relaxation time.
We took a little trip to Ocean City, and he took me out to this lovely restaurant, and then after dinner he wanted to go for a walk, and I didn't want to go for a walk.
She didn't know anything about it, had no idea, but arranged to have the ring made up, and I was able to get that without her knowing that I had gotten it. I bought it, in Annapolis.
One of our bands that we really like was playing, and I said, "Let's go, come on." And he's like, "No, please wait, let's go for a walk. I really want to take you on the walk on the beach."
They were playing in Oceanside City in Maryland, and so we went out to there, and I was trying to find the perfect spot to actually make a proposal.
So we went on the walk for the beach, and I was kind of complaining and, why do we have to do this? And then we started walking, and he talked about how much he loved me and how much he missed being with me. And
I pulled the ring out and, went down on one knee and asked her if she would marry me. And of course, she was not expecting it whatsoever.
And then he got down on one knee, and as soon as he got down on one knee, I just started crying and screaming. And I was so excited.
And she flipped out and jumped on top of me and knocked me down, and then dropped the ring in the sand.
And I actually fell on the beach with him. I was down on my knees with him and just hugging and kissing him, and he was like, "Please, I'm trying to do this."
And, for a brief moment there, we thought we'd lost it, but it was there. We were okay, and put it on her finger, and she loved it.
So he gave me a beautiful engagement ring, and that was it. It was lovely.
We went back to where our friends had already started playing, actually, and she walked in and held up the ring so they could see it, and they realized what had just happened, and so they kind of made an announcement to the whole place that we had just gotten engaged, and played a couple of songs for us, so it was nice.